Getting over the fear of public speaking. If you've been listening to my podcast, if you've been watching my podcast on YouTube, wherever you've been listening or watching at, you'll hear me ask this question to every one of my guests, getting over that fear of public speaking. And there's two answers that have really stuck out, and that I think one really surprised me, the other one just logically makes sense. But the one that surprised me, I'll start with that one first. Getting over, or not getting over the fear of public speaking, but conquering the fear of public speaking, you don't ever conquer that fear. And I found that interesting when the person said that, but ultimately it is true. If we're constantly getting on a stage with 20 people in front of us, eventually we get used to that. We're used to getting in front of management when we go speak and have a presentation for them after a while. When you first start doing it, you are fearful, but that fear goes down. It pretty much goes away. I won't say it completely goes away, but 9 times out of 10, you're not nervous to go up there and speak or present in front of this small audience or this audience that you're continually presenting in front of. But all of a sudden, at 100 people, at 1,000 people, and now you're scared again. So, where did that fear go? It's not that it necessarily went away. It's just that you were comfortable with that level of fear, with that level of pressure on yourself to speak in front of those people. And so your fear doesn't necessarily go away. And I found a lot of validity in that answer because as you get on bigger and bigger stages or get in front of people that you feel are going to have more pressure on you, let's say you're speaking to a group of kindergartners, you can speak to probably 100 of them and you really could care less because they're not going to impact your income. They're probably not going to impact your business. Maybe they will. They specifically won't, I guess. But if there's teachers, there's parents around, that may help your business in the long run. But those specific people won't. But if you go talk to a city council member or members, you go speak to the public, you speak to business owners, whoever your avatar is, the people that you need to talk to in order to grow your business and your income, that's going to be scary. That's going to be something that you're going to be fearful of. But getting those reps in and continuing to do it, that's how you essentially get over that fear. And it's not that you really overcome that fear. It's just that you get used to that tolerance. It's kind of like a pain tolerance. You're used to that certain kind of pain, like in the gym, building up muscles. When you first start lifting 135 pounds on the bench press, it's hard. But then guess what? You do it for 10 weeks and it's easy. You've done it 100, let's say 100 times. Now 135 pounds, and I mean 100 different times, not 100 reps, literally 100 times. But you go in to do 4 sets of 10 in your 100th session of 4 sets of 10. All of a sudden, you're awesome. You're feeling great. 135 pounds is nothing. You're not getting sore anymore. Your muscles just feel like they got a quick little pump. Nothing crazy. So how do you go and build that muscle up more? Well, by getting on another stage, but or not, sorry, not on another stage. I'm so used to saying on another stage, but that's where I'm going with this. Anyways, so we mess up sometimes, but we're going to keep this in here to show you that it's okay to mess up. Obviously, if I was, and now using this as an example, but if I was on stage, I would not elaborate like this. Anyways, so once you start adding more weight, all of a sudden you're going to notice that your muscles are sore again. Your chest getting sore because now you've went up to 165 pounds, or maybe it's 215 pounds, 225, whatever that looks like for you. But you've went up in weight, and therefore your muscles are having to work harder again and get used to that. And it's the same thing with being on stage. You start in front of 20 people. You start in front of kindergartners. Okay. After a while, that's not hard. You're not fearful of getting in front of them. You're not nervous. And then you get in front of 20 CEOs. Oh, crap. You're getting worried. But you keep putting those reps in, and eventually that fear dissipates, which really goes into the second point, which is just doing the work, doing it, just getting on stage. And so I don't think I need to really rehash everything. I feel like I talked a lot about that, but really just putting in those reps. It's about just doing it no matter what, and realizing that down the road, that it's going to be better. And it's just about one step in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, doing one speech at a time. Focus on that one person when you do that. Focus on that one step. If you're running a marathon and you're thinking about mile 26.2, yeah, you're going to struggle when you're at mile 17 and you're hurting already. You feel like your lungs are about to collapse. Your legs are on fire. Your chest is on fire. Everything is on fire, and you're only at mile 17. But you're thinking about, man, I've got to get to mile 26.2. I've got, what does that, 9.8 miles left, or 9.2, whatever. And anyways, I can't do addition and subtraction, all that good stuff. But you have about 10 miles left to go. What are you going to do for those 10 miles? If you think about, I've got 10 miles, I've got 10 miles. Okay, I've got 9 miles. Okay, I've got 8 miles. Having that quick thought is one thing, but it's more beneficial to think, okay, next step, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. And all of a sudden, you're only focused on that next step, just making that next step. And that's what gets you to that finish line. So the same thing we get on stage. Don't think about how, man, my goal is to get on a stage in front of 1,000 people. And every time you get on stage, 10 people here, 30 people there, 40 people, 41 people, 50 people, 55 people. And it seems like it's taking forever to get to that 1,000-person stage, or that 1,000 audience stage. So it's the same thing with that marathon. You're going to get burnt out and you're going to get discouraged if all you're focused on is that end goal. Of course, have it there. You need to have that strategy for the end goal, but do the work. Continue to get on that stage to overcome that fear to help you get towards that goal. So if you are afraid to speak in public, realize that it's never going to go away, that you will just have to do that work.